everybody. I'm back now for another wonderful interview. And of course, Debbie, would not be right if we did not bring you on for an interview. I would love to hear more about your new role with Woodard and Scaling New Heights. First, though, you've been busy. You've got you doing so much.
Yeah.
How is the conference going for you personally?
I built my career, Matthew, at this conference. This is my 14th year.
Holy smokes.
And I get so excited on the vendor floor because I love technology.
Okay.
And so to me, it's always exciting. There's over 140 vendors here.
Wow.
Yeah. This is our biggest vendor floor ever. We have 400 first-time attendees.
400 first-time attendees.
400.
See, that is what I like to hear. The whole reason I started doing video stuff is to try to motivate others to come to conferences.
I'm telling you, there's nothing better than conferences.
It changes the whole trajectory of your visit.
Absolutely. You learn about other people's processes. You learn about their practices. You learn how you can improve your own practice. There's just so much to offer. I love the collaboration. I love it.
So what's your new role now? I mean, you built your whole practice off of it, but now you're doing something totally different, right?
Yep.
What do you do?
So I left public accounting last April, right? I worked for a really big firm, and I'm consulting, and I'm really fortunate, extremely blessed. Joe asked me to come in and run a CAS consulting division for the top. Todd Robinson came over with me, and Todd will tell you it's for the top 500 firms. Right now, we're working about with the top 300 firms.
Means there's still room, everybody. There's more room, so get in on it. Okay.
And so I built a program. We go in and we do a discovery, a design, an implementation, and then training and support. 4-stage approach with these firms on building their CAS practices.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I'm having a blast.
You're taking advantage of your prior knowledge of building out procedures, structure, systems, everything else, and now you're helping accountants evolve their own practice so they can make more money's worth here.
Exactly. You know, when I was with the public accounting firm that I joined, they acquired a regional firm that I worked for. And in 2015, we were acquired. They called it an expansion. Yeah. Nice way of saying things. Just like we never fire clients, right? We optimize them, right?
We sunset software.
Yes, that's right. So we took that practice in 2015 to April of 2023 from 12 million to 70 million.
That is
9 short years.
Wow.
And we couldn't have accomplished that. 2 critical pieces. Joe teaches the 7 ideals. That's, Joe's trademark. 2 pieces that have to be hands down the most critical and important. Tech, processes.
Which go hand in hand.
Exactly. And if you don't have that, you're not going to be successful. You can have the best clients in the world. You can have the best pricing strategy. You can have the best engagement letters. If you don't have technology, you're not adopting the cloud, and you don't have processes and policies and procedures developed around it, we can't scale.
Well, I mean, as everybody always talks about, like it comes down to time and money, right? And with time, there's only a few ways to, in a sense, buy it back. You either hire more people, you throw people at it, or you improve your procedures, you improve the things you're doing to make yourself more efficient to gain some of that back.
And you leverage technology.
So with the process, like with what you've done before, is there a certain, I want to try to ask this the right way, is there a certain area of technology that you find people should focus towards first when it comes to improving their procedures, the tech they're using that has more impact than others?
Well, it depends what area you're talking about. If you're talking about growing a CAS practice, when you look at that, your lowest hanging fruit is going to be accounts payable.
Yeah.
That's one of the easiest things to roll out with clients, because you're already probably doing month-end close after the fact, right?
Yeah.
And we need to transition that. We want to be proactive. We want to put on that controllership hat. So you get your clients to move to Xero, QuickBooks Online, Sage Intacct, get them in the cloud, right?
Yeah.
And then you bolt on an accounts payable module. So now you're in real time. And clients already trust you, and giving them time back. I bet you most of the folks, if you said to your clients, what is the one thing that you hate doing and keeps you up at night? They're going to be like, I pay bills. all weekend long, and I don't get to go to my kids' baseball games. And so those are areas that you can leverage tools like a bill or a ramp or a maker's hub, or, any one of these accounts payable tools that are on this vendor floor to really automate that process. You got to mitigate risk. You got to put approval policies in place, but that's a great place to start.
So I got to be honest, the tool that in that realm I'm really interested and I started pushing some buttons into is Maker's Hub.
Yeah.
The stuff they're doing with their large language model to be able to capture information off of documents is super impressive.
Like hundreds and hundreds of lines. Yeah.
And then on top of it, the ability, I love to give the Home Depot example and Lowe's. So you've got your own products and services listed in QuickBooks Online or whatever, there's, platform-wise, you can buy things from Home Depot, map the SKU to whatever you needed to be in QuickBooks Online. But then let's say they didn't have it, you had to go to Lowe's and you buy it from there and you map the SKU, independent SKU to the same place.
Yeah.
And it'll still do exactly what you need, build in the approval process like you're saying, everything else. So that's a great example of AP is so time intensive, all that.
It is.
Great way to automate more of it.
Yeah. It's a great place to start with clients because you're touching their money.
Yeah.
Cash is king. It's super important to the clients. So if you can start there, then you can ramp up, right? You can maybe step into some spend management, right? Some controllership services. So it's just a matter of looking at a client engagement, looking at where you're spending a lot of time, how you can automate it with some of this tech, and then how can you solve a pain point for your client?
Yeah. I mean, being a trusted advisor requires that we should also be their friends. Means we should care and love about it.
Story for you. This is really good. So I'm an identical twin. There's actually
I'm a fraternal twin.
For you. So
she has a better beard than I do. Yeah. I'm Morgan.
So my twin sister, she had an issue with her tax return. Her husband's an executive at a big company. And she called me very upset because they did tax planning. And she was going to owe tens of thousands of dollars more in April than they anticipated.
Okay.
And I said, send me the tax return. Let one of our partners take a look at the return. Somebody that I trust.
Yeah.
Tax attorney, right? Really good at reviewing tax returns. Well, lo and behold, their tax accountant had doubled up on some stock options. So they didn't owe all that.
Oh, thank goodness.
Right? They would have paid all that in, right? But I said one thing to my sister. I said, answer me a question. And she said, what? And I said, would you invite your tax accountant, your current, to your kid's wedding? And she goes, hell no. I would never do that. And I said, then you don't have the right tax accountant because you have to develop a trusted relationship.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah, that's a good story. It's true.
It makes me think back. So my mom and my grandfather always said when it comes to business, two of the most important relationships then was a banker and your accountant.
My dad always said, you have to have a good attorney and a nervous accountant. Yeah.
That's very true. Yeah, that's very true.
I know.
I used to have a client that every time they would try to ask me to do something that would fall into the gray area, they thought that if they brought me, I like pouring tequilas.
Okay.
Sipping tequila.
I like casaizo.
Oh, that is a nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
salt and sugar on the rim.
Yes. They would bring me a bottle of 1942 and try to bribe me to do stuff. And I'm
not good.
No.
And you probably had just taken your ethics class.
I would say, thank you for the gift, but no, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
Like, we don't break these rules. And here, why don't you have some? That way I'm not in trouble with anything. But it was just,
I get it.
That's that nervous part of it, right? Yeah. I do find that sometimes when they're asking certain questions like that, you just have to have enough knowledge to figure out what's the right way to do it and help educate them.
Well, educate them and let them make the decision because it is really their risk, but you don't want to put yourself in a position that would cause compliance or risk issues to you or your organization.
Yes.
For sure, hands down.
I've been reminded more recently in my newer role working with some apps that our job as a consultant, I have a tendency when I work with people that I actually will look at as if I'm a business owner always, right? And I'm not. I'm a consultant. My job is to help give guidance or give suggestions based on what I know, but it's up to them to do whatever they want to do. Right?
And you're spot on. You can't take it personally.
Yeah.
And it's their business. You just make those educated recommendations because you want to see them be successful. That's what it comes down to.
Well, congratulations on your new role. I've heard this year, I was kind of hearing some of the numbers of attendance this year. It's up again dramatically.
Yes.
You guys have secured this location for the next 5 years, I believe this was.
This year is the first.
So for more. Beautiful. Because it actually has enough room to continue to expand and grow not only the vendor side of it, but the attendee side. So we will know what we're getting into, which is awesome.
Yeah. If you've never attended Scaling New Heights, you're missing out.
Yes. And I'm sure you're enjoying working with Heather as well, right?
I am. She's wonderful.
So
She is amazing.
thank you so much for your time today.